some movement stuff, going through some mechanics, going through some checklists at each point, trying to make sure that things are okay. Little mirror work. But the monitor's going to see some of the changes. So the first thing I like to do is get a big stretch. So I've got a 30-pound lead bar with a grip on it. And I'm going to crank it up. Try and get the most chest out, upper mid back extension without my head moving too much. Can move a little bit, not a real big problem. While I do that and I try to get it up, I'm trying to feel like my arms are long. I'm pushing away. I'm trying to feel like my hand is pushing into the glove thumb, keeping it away. Also trying to feel like my bottom hand connection here on the top of the grip is still pushing down. I find that it's too easy to swing up and all of a sudden we lose the top of our grip position. So in order to minimize how much radial upward cocking of my right wrist, I try to make sure that I keep that down. Big stretch, crank it up and keep it down. Down is away. I'm not sure the direction that you're seeing, but that's away. That maintains a little bit more of a lengthening. Feeling like I'm getting my right hip super high, pushed into my back pocket. My left hip is almost floating, soft. Not much going on here. Downswing stuff, I like to kind of breeze through things a little bit and just try and get my golf club back down to the ground. Get the red part under the white part. Red part under the white part. Trying to make sure that I get the right twist orientations. Right, trying to create the right curves in my back and my body. Right here, up and through. Oh, tough. Add skip. Okay, back to it. So that kind of stuff, cranking it up to the top, making sure I have enough side bend, and going all the way into the finish. And feeling like I can move without moving my hat. So that's as far as I really want my body to feel like it's gonna go. Being able to get the body through and stopped and not having it go too far is a huge piece in letting that club release and rehinge and come back up and, you know, do a bunch of stuff with the handle and the hands. You know, getting the handle to rise up. When the handle rises up, the club head goes down and out. You know, there's too much action from the top sometimes, either in the direction of the golf ball or late in the downswing in the direction of the target. And all that push forward stuff kind of gets people into this weird spot. You know, I'm really trying to feel that as I get my body oriented in the right ways, you know, I'm trying to let this thing come up to the point that I want to pull the white handle upwards. I feel like I'm pulling it straight up. Curve, push for length. A couple of bends. Stop. Oh, this is a hard one. So the checklist here is that my knees are together, my ankles bent down, glutes are squeezed, eye line's back, arms are long. Right there. In order to get here, it's a big pull from there. Feel my left shoulder so soft because it's just pulled almost out of its socket. So, setup stuff, I'm working on getting a little bit taller, keeping that push down with the grip to keep the shaft down, maybe a touch steep. Okay, enough with the heavy, let's get the light one out. Taller, it's set up, club down more. Almost try to feel like the toes in the ground more than the heel. I feel like I've set myself up behind my arm and shaft, something else I'm working with. hard to see, but I have about a 1 out of a million grip pressure at the moment. If the shaft was in the wrong spot, because I put it somewhere weird, I'd probably drop the club, but I'm barely holding on to it. Trying to get my body to move into position. This isn't so much about speed as it is my version of yoga, going through my swing positions. It's a good workout. I'm not in the best shape, but I'm out of breath. Turn, tilt, extend. Club's still in a great balanced spot. I don't feel like it's wobbling in either direction. I don't feel I have to do anything to it. I used to talk about 5 things start the downswing. Left wrist cocks toward the left shoulder. Right knee goes out, left knee goes forward. Weight transfers back to the middle. He would always say there was 5 things to start the downswing and then say 3. You have to listen a lot. 1, 2, 3. Two, 3, 4. Few shots, and then back to the heavy stick. Light with the grip, but not light with the arms. Arms are really trying to hold their structure. Oh, really? We're going to try and keep this so light. This might end up looking like Sergio. Maybe not that much. Okay, so big stretch on the way up, avoiding putting any twist or torque into this shaft. Which is hard to do if you're trying to make some other motions. We have a tendency to grip it really tight for that. Club gets gripped really tight as we try to change its position. But if it can stay a little bit lighter, a little bit less squeezed, firm but not squeezed, boy does it ever move different. That was the best of the day. So back to the heavy. We're trying to get this bent back, hinged back slightly, all turned back with the turn and the tilt, light off the front, and into the finish and hold it. And look back, see my back foot, and a good tilt, and a good forward move. One more time. one of the good views you can see from forward on. If the shoulder's doing the right thing to that right arm, you start to see the arm underneath, the elbows underneath my forearm.